Well, hello and welcome to a new video where we are going to take a look at the performance of Counter-Strike Source on the MacBook Pro 13, late 2012. And this one has the i7-3520M as well as 8 GB of system memory. So this should easily be running this game because it's definitely the most high-end version you could buy definitely back then. And let's just go ahead and play this at 1080p high settings with a bot match here because my favorite server, the Visa server, is actually not available for some reason at the moment. So I guess we will have to make do with what we got here. All right, so let's go ahead and play this. All right, and we can see that we are actually in the GPU limit. No, we're not anymore, but now we are. So this actually is going into the GPU limit quite frequently. And that is not surprising due to the fact that our i7 is running at pretty high frequencies here and obviously at 30 watts, which is so much for such a thin and light device, such as this one. And that's obviously also the reason why we are seeing 103 degrees Celsius on the CPU here, which is definitely not healthy for the long term. I actually do not know, though, if you can get so much better temperatures or get the temperatures down so much by undervolting, or I don't even think you can undervolt the CPU due to the fact that it's locked in, to my knowledge. And I really don't know how much headroom you actually have for this. So I guess repasting is something I will do in the near future, since this has never been done on this model here. And obviously this one here is a 13-year-old machine by now, so I guess it is long overdue. But since I do know that 100 degrees Celsius is nothing which would be out of the ordinary for these kind of MacBooks, these Intel MacBooks from a few years back, due to the fact that they simply let the CPU run hot as hell in order to keep the noise down. And obviously, if you look at the machines, they don't really have any vents for the fans, so there is not too much air it actually can intake. So either way, it's going to run hot as hell. But I think you may at least be able to get it underneath the 100 degree mark. So yeah, that is interesting that it's definitely still running this game obviously perfectly fine here. But I will go ahead and turn the resolution down to 900p here to see just how much more FPS we get when we're not in the GPU limit. Or if there actually is an increase, yeah, we can definitely see an increase here. So we were definitely GPU limited here. And you can see that we're seeing basically over 100 FPS all the time, which is absolutely perfect. I mean, keep in mind, I'm playing this on a 32-inch external monitor right now. So obviously 1080p as well as 900p here is going to look pretty blurry to me. But if you're playing this on your 13-inch screen, then you should have no problem with that. At least I, with my old eyes, don't have a problem with that anymore. And yeah, we're now absolutely in the CPU limit. And I can't see anything because the frame time graph is right in the middle of my screen. But yeah, this looks absolutely perfectly playable. And obviously I would have not doubted that that would be the case. But I really can't see anything with this frame time graph, man. And where did he drop his weapon? Oh, never mind, I'm just gonna take yours then. But yeah, obviously you can see our FPS are not only absolutely fine, but they're also very consistently over 100 FPS. I mean, Counter-Strike Source was, I think, like 8 years old by the time this machine was released. Obviously, that is no guarantee for it to run in well, because I've seen other machines struggling a lot more with Counter-Strike, even a lot newer machines like from 2016, 2017, which is due to the fact that they do not allow their CPUs to feed as much wattage as this one does. So it's really nice to see just how performant this really old machine is even nowadays. But yeah, I think that's it for this gameplay, and I think you definitely could see that you can easily run Counter-Strike Source on this machine.